Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for lucky, because today we're going to learn how I got lucky and did not die yet again. But before I get into this tale of life, death, a DM on fire, revenge, and a stinky gnome, I have a question for you good people. I've seen a die in game. A lot. Is that normal? Because I've been playing D&D for 4 years or so, and I've lost about 9 characters through death. Not counting this one, because while I should have gone off to that big monastery in the sky, the DM showed mercy. So my question is, how many characters have you lost? Because a full baseball team's worth of deaths seems like a lot. This game takes place in a homebrew world that I'm not sure I've talked about yet. The party's stuck on an island after a baby kraken sank our ride. It is a nice place for a vacation, if you ignore the disease-ridden undead, carnivorous plant monsters, and the fact that none of us packed our bathing suits. We're trying to get back to the mainland, but no one on the island has access to a boat large enough to make it. There used to be an advanced civilization on the island hundreds of years ago, so we're checking out the ruins, hoping to find some way home. We decided to head towards a secluded bay, but on the way we ran into a nasty rancid smell. Kinda like poop, wrapped in used gym socks, wrapped in spoiled garbage, wrapped in diarrhea baby diapers that's been marinating in the sun for like a month. Luckily for us, the smell is coming from the direction we're heading. Yay! Soon afterwards, we find the source. It's coming from a few walking corpses. But not just any walking corpses, oh no. We're talking black, pulsating, pustule-covered walking corpses. Upon seeing this, my character Kerric, the monk, is like, nope. Let's just avoid them. They're slow. We don't even have to fight.
I really like Kerric. He reminds me of a young me. He's very helpful and has taken the party's wizard under his wing, handing out little nuggets of wisdom, which the wizard writes down in hopes of getting published someday, which I happen to have right here. So for example, from Kerric it says, "It burns when I pee, so I just assumed my pee was magical." Wait, burning pee is magical? Oh my god, that is a huge relief. It also says, never do anything for free unless it benefits you. That is sage advice. The kind of advice one might expect from a favorite grandparent.
Now our party makeup is a little bit weird. We have 2 monks, a magic user, a ranged rogue, and 2 gunslingers. But we're light on a few, kind of somewhat important skills like, healing. Kerric had terrible acne when he was a teenager, and he knows what happens when you pop a really gross zit. Mount Vesuvius. Likewise, when you pop a pulsating black pus-filled cyst, it's gonna ruin your shirt. Best case scenario. The gnome, our rogue, is sure we can take him out. He insists. Yeah, easy for him to say, right? He's not up there hitting these suckers with his fists. Kerric disagrees, and they argue for a bit, before the party votes. Kerric thinks his vote should count twice, because front line. But I guess the rest of the party are a bunch of democracy-hating commies, because they disagree. And our hero is outvoted. Battle begins. In the first round, the monks rush forward, standing shoulder to shoulder as a bulwark, protecting the back line. The first whiff of trouble comes as Kerric sees there's a few more of them than expected. 8 to be exact. The next hint is when they attack. You see, they each get 2 slam attacks that do 1d6 plus 3 bludgeoning and 2d6 necrotic. In theory, they could conceivably do 21 damage on 1 hit, which is about half of our frontline people's hit points. But seriously, what are the odds of that happening? Before I go on for what happened, who here thinks the very first attack that landed on Kerric was a perfect attack roll of 21? Show of hands? Oh come on, that would just be silly. Of course it wasn't a perfect roll of 21. It was only a 20. Did I mention the DM was rolling lights out that night? On the plus side, we managed to take down one of the zombies. Remember those gross, pulsating black pustules they were covered in? Well, on death, they explode. Who could have seen that coming? And they damage anyone who fails that con save for 2d8 poison damage. Guess who's not so great at con saves? Or rolls in general? Now that I think about it, basically life. Yeah, me. So after getting zombie pus in my mouth, and I said pus, I'm almost down.
Book of Kerric, chapter 2, verse 7, and I quote, "Dreams were meant to be stolen." Wow. I feel like I'm getting wiser just reading this. Also, friends don't keep secrets from each other, except if you are sleeping with their sister. That last one's going to make a bit more sense later on. And if you are wondering, the Wizards player did actually write these down and put them on Discord so we could all enjoy these sacred pearls of wisdom, which is a good thing because the Eternal Newbie has a memory of a goldfish and didn't remember any of this crap. Thank you, Wizard.
To recap, after the first round, Monk 1, me, is barely clinging to life. The other monk, probably about twice as good as me, and we managed to take down one whole zombie while the other 7 converge on us. This is where I messed up. I know there's no way we are going to win this. And unlike my last character with this group, Kerric has absolutely zero qualms about leaving the party behind and saving his own skin. I should have run. I really should have run. But I didn't because, out of character, I figured there's a good chance the rest of the party's going to be screwed. Especially the other monk. Besides, we could still pull this off. The other monk has almost 30 hit points left. And with their paltry +4 to hit, those undead freaks need to roll at least a 15 to hit us. On a completely unrelated note, did I mention the DM is rolling really good today? On the next turn, my buddy monk manages to take another pus bag down. Then gets crit for, and I kid you not, 35 points of damage. So yeah, he's down. Right after that, I get hit, so both monks down. We are, in the most technical of terms, screwed. Like, I'm already planning my next character, Kerric the Cleric, Kerric's long-lost cousin. The rest of the party realizes it's time to make like a tree and go. But not before the wizard heroically, and with a cool little scroll, manages to get both monks back up. Though, seeing as though we're surrounded by zombies who now have advantage on our prone bodies, that doesn't last long. But it's the thought that counts, right? The party is running, and I can't blame them. There's still 6 zombies on the hunt. Luckily for the party, zombies are slow. The wizard, in a selfless move, did manage to swoop in, grab the other monk, and run away. He is the party muscle, but that's another story. Luckily for me, I passed my death saves. Even luckier, the zombies ignore me and chase the rest of the party. Although now that I think about it, that part wasn't lucky. What do zombies eat? Brains. What have I proven beyond a shadow of a doubt I have none of? Brains. Those poor zombies would have starved on me. Serves them right. Eventually, the party manages to loop around and retrieve my down body, and everyone lives, if not happily ever after. Though I do get to tell the gnome the world's biggest I told you so, and also enact the first part of my revenge. A perfect revenge, ha ha ha, in 17 parts. Each part more insidious than the last. Though to be honest, out of character, they are all going to be really lame and stupid. Like part 1 was getting the gnome to admit he smells like poop, and part 2 is going to be hiding his shoes behind a rock in camp the next night, like right next to where he left them. Kerric is not so good at pranks.
You know, now that I'm reading these, I wish I had had a big brother like Kerric to help me navigate the many pitfalls of life. Listen to this one. If you hear weird drums in the jungle, always go towards them and nothing bad will happen. I cannot tell you how many times that would have saved me. Plus we have, you don't live an interesting life without making a few enemies. I have lots of enemies. And then my personal favorite, if you are secure in your sexuality, you can say your sister is hot. Did I mention these are actual game quotes? Probably best not to ask about the last one.
So that was how Kerric the Wise, the sage of the party, almost bit the big one. What do you think? Do you have a story of death and revenge? Speaking of which, I need some really lame things I can do for revenge. Things that won't actually bother the gnome at all, or even better, he won't even notice. If you have any ideas, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, play your character. Don't let your character play you.